Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Willie's Copper Kitchen. And I would like to take this time to ask you to take the time to hit that subscribe button right now and help me grow my channel and become part of the culinary world on YouTube. It would mean so very, very much to me, and I want to take this time to thank you for helping me grow my dreams and become part of the YouTube world. Okay, so now we're going to get down to it and make this delicious pumpkin pie. Today what we're going to be using is Libby's Pure Pumpkin Pie. And what you want to do when you're buying pumpkin mix is you want to look on this side in the ingredients and you want to make sure that it says pumpkin, because sometimes on the off-brand brands, sometimes they'll replace the pumpkin for squash or something like that. And we're going to be using Nestle's Carnation evaporated milk, and we're going to be using 16 full ounces of that, and we're going to be using Eagle brand sweet condensed milk, and we're going to be using 28 ounces of that, which equals 2 of these 14-ounce cans. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start. I've already opened the can of pumpkin and put it into the bowl. And I've already got 3 of my eggs cracked. And then I'm going to go ahead and crack this 4th one for you, because this pie takes 4 eggs. And then we're going to take our plastic spoon. I'm hoping that the plastic on the bowl is quiet this noise feature down a little bit for the videos. Have the eggs beaten down. Now I'm going to add them to my pumpkin. Now I'm going to stir my pumpkin into this. I like to really make sure that my eggs are incorporated into the pumpkin, because it is the very ingredient that holds all these liquid ingredients together, and that's a lot of liquid, and the pumpkin's liquid and the sugar turns to liquid, so it's a lot. Okay, so there we are. So now I'm going to add half of my Carnation evaporated milk, and I'm going to stir that in about half at a time. Half of that one. I'm going to stir it in there. I'm going to add half of this evaporated sweet condensed milk, and half would be 14 ounces, because we put 2 cans in of 2 14-ounce cans. That's probably a little bit more than half, but that's okay. It's all going in the same pot. And I'm going to mix this into this. Now I'm going to take the rest of the evaporated milk and I'm going to go ahead and pour it in here. Now I'm going to stir that in a little bit. I really like to make sure all my wet ingredients are very well incorporated. And that's another reason whenever you're making your pies for the holiday, all these pies are, all these ingredients at one time were, they're individual ingredients. So when you make a pie, I really suggest that you let it set overnight, let all the ingredients become together, and it really will help the taste of your pie. And it don't matter what pie it is, it don't matter what you've cooked in the pie category. It just takes them about 24 hours to really relax and get comfortable being a new pie. So now I'm going to add the rest of this evaporated condensed sweet milk. And I guess that's not evaporated condensed milk, it's just condensed sweet milk. So now what we're going to do is add a half a teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. Okay, and now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to go ahead and add a pinch of nutmeg. And I go ahead and I put it out in my palm. It's just a little bit. You just add it in there. It just gives it enough of a taste that you'll appreciate it when it's done. And I'm also going to use 1 teaspoon of allspice seasoning. Now you'll find if you get the can and you make this recipe, these are ingredients, and I know I just told you a second ago not to mess with the recipe, but this is my recipe, so I'm not messing with my recipe. It's just my recipe of how I make it. So you stick to my recipe and you'll end up with a wonderful pumpkin pie by adding the allspice, the nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so now I'm going to mix this for 3 minutes exactly. Okay, so now we've beat our batter for 3 minutes, and I'm going to set it aside right here. And I'm going to go ahead and start working on my pie shell. I like to spray down my pie shell when it comes to a pre-made or pre-bought store pie shell. Right here I have a Pillsbury pre-made pie shell, and they sell all different types of pre-made shells, pre-made pie shells, so it doesn't matter what type you get. I prefer the Pillsbury. I find that it stretches and it's a little bit more flexible than some of the others. And you do take it out and you do let it become room temperature, or at least I do. It's kind of the opposite of when you're using a homemade recipe pie crust. You sometimes put them in the freezer up until the very second that you use them, or you even pre-cook them before you put the custard in. But on these pre-bought store pies, I find that it's best to let them come to room temperature. Otherwise, they're very sticky and not pliable. So I'm going to go ahead and when you're working with a pie shell, remember to hold it from the back side and push. You don't want to push down on your shell. You don't want to rip it because the pie shell will shrink. So you just want to see how I'm pulling that up with my thumb right there, and then kind of just doing that number. Now, if you're wondering anything about the pumpkin pie was the very first pie that was put into a written cookbook here in the United States, and that was in the year of 1617. And it was a recipe that was created by a woman, and her name was Hannah Woolley, and she published the very first cooking book with pumpkin pie in it. And back then, you got to think that some of the ingredients were much different than what they are today. But this is a really pretty good pumpkin pie right here I'm showing you. And you see how I'm just kind of taking my 2 fingers. I see people do their thumb like that and do that, but every time I do, my thumb just goes through. I don't know if that's because I'm a man or I'm too aggressive or what the case. So for me, I like to just do the 2-finger pinch and poke. You take your 2 fingers and you push your finger through there. Maybe women have a lot smaller hands than men do. I don't know. Makes it easier for them. But for me, I cannot do the other way. Now, the one advantage of making your homemade pie shells is that you can make them to fit your pie shell a little bit better, because this is just enough pie shell to make, this pie. As if I had made this homemade, I could put the pie shell down and kind of go around it and let me play with the dough a little bit more. So the pie shell, if it was homemade, would be more up here, and I would have folded it back and had a lot more pie shell to play with. Okay, so now we're going to take our pumpkin pie mix and we're going to pour it into the pie. Okay, So we're just about ready to fill the pie shell full of our pie filling. And one thing I forgot to tell you at the beginning of the video is that I preheated the oven to 425. And when we put the pie into the oven, we're going to keep it at 425 for 15 minutes. And then we're going to reduce the heat to 350 and cook it for 45 minutes longer. Now let's pour the pie. And you want to fill that up to about a half an inch to the side of the pie, or to the crust. You don't want to go all the way up. A pumpkin pie isn't one of those pies that rise a lot, so you don't normally have to worry about it spilling over. But if you do, make sure you are cooking this on a cookie sheet. It will save you a lot of hassle and trouble along the way. Okay, so I want to go over the ingredients one more time with you, y'all. So we have 1 can, 29 ounces of Libby pure pumpkin, 2 cans, that's 28 ounces of Carnation sweetened condensed milk, 2 cups, 16 ounces of Carnation evaporated milk, 4 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, a half a teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 teaspoon of allspice, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 pinch of nutmeg. Mix for 3 minutes exactly with an electric mixer, and then you put it into your 9-inch pie shell crust and cook for 45 minutes at 350, and you cook for the first 15 minutes at 425. So this is what we ended up with. Our little mini pumpkin pies and our big pumpkin pie. And I took 4 of the little minis and I put them on top there just for a little extra feature. And when this comes down to complete room temperature or below, and like I said, when you're making pies, it really is best that you just let them set overnight. So I probably won't cut into this pie until tomorrow. Until next time, thank you.